Hi, it's Dr. Z. Welcome to Week 7 of Psych 101. This week, we'll be covering Chapter 7 on thinking, language, and intelligence. And can you believe we're 1 week from Exam 1? We can do this. Let's get started with the overview. By the end of this week, you'll be able to complete these district course competencies and learning objectives. For this week, please watch the module review video and this week's activity checklist here. This chapter is separated into 3 sections. The first section is thinking. Students will often hear the word cognition used interchangeably with the word thinking. Cognition is just a fancy word for thoughts. This section reviews the mental processes involved in using information to form concepts, to make decisions, to solve problems, and even to use language. Now, I want you to reflect back on the last time you made a really important decision, like buying your first car or selecting your college major. There are 2 types of decision making, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is fast and automatic. Think of this system as your gut reaction or your intuition. On the other hand, System 2 is slow and controlled. Think of this system as a list of the pros and cons of any situation. Please read the designated pages in the textbook and watch the assigned videos. The second section is on intelligence. Intelligence involves an individual's ability to understand complex ideas, to adapt effectively, to learn from experience, to engage in reason, and to overcome obstacles with mental effort. That's a lot. Intelligence can be further separated into 2 parts. Theories on intelligence and how to test intelligence. It will be important to identify the individuals who are important in the development of intelligence testing, which are Alfred Binet, William Stern, and David Wexler. Likewise, students should be able to differentiate between the individuals who develop the theories of intelligence, Charles Spearman, Robert Sternberg, and Howard Gardner. Please read the designated pages in the textbook and watch the assigned videos, one of which will prepare you for discussion board number 6 on emotional intelligence. Now, because intelligence is a very large topic, I wanted to focus on one aspect for this week's activity, emotional intelligence. Psychologist Daniel Goleman reasoned that emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the awareness of and ability to manage one's own emotions, as well as the ability to be self-motivated. This activity will give you some insight into your own EQ and will prepare you for discussion board number 6. Please download the activity handout here to keep your answers from these 3 online EQ tests. The last section is on language. Language expands our ability to think because it allows us to consider abstract concepts that are not represented by physical objects. And in fact, language plays a role in how we think. The linguistic relativity hypothesis here sounds a bit overwhelming until we break it down into its parts. First, linguistic is just a fancy word for language. Second, the root word of relativity is relative, which in this context means being connected to something else. In other words, language allows us to connect with the world around us and then determines the way we think about that very same world. For example, I am trilingual. I speak English, Spanish, and German. The last time I traveled to Germany, I could not for the life of me remember how to say that I didn't want sparkling water. Instead, I blurted it out in Spanish. Since my brain was already functioning in a different language, it just naturally found the correct answer in another language that I already knew. Please read the designated pages in the textbook and watch the assigned videos, one of which will prepare you for application paper number 6. Let's go to our assignments this week. The first assignment is discussion board number 6 on emotional intelligence. First, you will briefly summarize your results of your 3 EQ tests. Second, you will share with the class what areas, if any, you need to work on when it comes to your own emotional intelligence. The second assignment is the Chapter 7 quiz. There will be 4 questions that review the section on thinking, and 4 questions that review the section on intelligence. The remaining 2 questions will review the section on language. As a result, I encourage you to focus on thinking and intelligence for this quiz. Finally, the last assignment for this week is application paper number 6. Question 1 will focus on the theories of intelligence. Question 2 will focus on language and specifically the bilingual brain. Question 3 will review the section on thinking and how you make important decisions in your life. And question 4 is always your wow moment for the week. And with that, you'll have successfully completed the week 8 module, or week 7 module. I'm looking forward to your assignments this week.